All right, guys, welcome back to DraftKings Daily Fantasy Show. Let's find out some more stuff about daily fantasy football. A massive shout out goes to Ace_Ads, who had 157.5 points. Hope you enjoy your Arsenal signed shirt. Right, guys, let's have a look how I got on last week with the points. I got 82.5 points. That's 2.5 points more than last week. So I'm progressing, Jay. Talk to me about the players who done well for you last week and the players that were on form.
Well, I finished top half on my first go, which I was pretty pleased with, thanks to Max Gradel, mainly, of Bournemouth. Yeah, well, he's just come back. He's nice and fresh from injury. Right. Gets a lot of balls in the box and, of course, scored the opening goal. We talked about him as being a guy who scored a lot of goals in France. So I reckon it'll be good value for the rest of the season too.
Yeah,
Jamie? 26.5 DraftKings points. He's kind of like the archetypal forward that you'd want on DraftKings. He crosses a lot, has a lot of shots, gets goals and assists. I wouldn't not pick him at the moment.
So how many points you end up with?
138.
Any other players catch your eye, Jay?
I think it's good to look at Swansea in this regard because there's like Leroy Fair and Mody Barrow were the two that I'd pick out. No one really thought Barrow would be starting that game, and on Daily Fantasy Football you can swap players in at a later stage. So when the teams come out, look at the teams. Barrow was there, got 16 points, which is really good for a player of that price. Leroy Fair is another one. I don't think people would usually be picking him. He was only $3,400, got 14.5 points because he got an assist, which is great.
Yeah. Andy?
I had Leroy Fair, actually. I think that Bournemouth and Swansea got a lot more focus this week because, of course, it was an FA Cup weekend. And it turned out to be a game with a lot of goals in it and a lot of excitement.
Of me 82.5 points, 76.5 points come from three players. Pele got me 32 points, Arnautovic got me 19.5, and Sigurdsson 25 points. Let's start with Pele. He scored 2 the weekend. He's back in form, huh?
Yeah, hasn't scored yet this year until the weekend. 32 points is really good for just a pure goal scorer because you'd get 24 points for the 2 goals, and then he's got another 8 on top of that, which I wouldn't usually expect from someone like Pele. But I mean, he's done very well there.
And the player who's come on this year, Arnautovic for Stoke, as well as the team, he's been on fire, Arnautovic.
Yeah, I mean, he's always been famous since his early days in Austria for having an absolutely enormous ego. But of course,
he struts around like he's got an ego.
Yeah, but that's great, isn't it? Yeah. Because it means he takes responsibility, and you know everything really goes through him for Stoke. I think it was a bit of a surprising game, though. I think a lot of people were hobbled by the fact that Xherdan Shaqiri went off early through injury because he's someone who gives a lot of passes and loves a shot from range too.
Yeah, and Sigurdsson?
Sigurdsson, yeah, I think he's been the one player that's benefited massively from Gary Monk leaving. I don't know whether there was any friction between them or anything, but since Monk's gone, he's just been on an absolute tear, especially on Daily Fantasy Football, where he seems to score double figures every week and his value just rises and rises every week. Right,
guys, get involved in the Beat the Bulldog contest this week. Click on the link, enter a team, and you could win tickets to Liverpool v Newcastle.